A pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora and the world at large, friends all. Today's episode will deal with the choice we make. What make we suffer? And we must accept our fall. And I'm going to say it as it is. I am not here to be praised, but to be criticized as usual. Because if I do not back a certain religion and I speak out against the wrong things, I hate the religion. I hate the teaching. If I speak out against a political party, I hate them too. And if I speak out against racism, depends what side of the coin you're on, whether you say European or white, or African or black, or Indian or Chinese, I am wrong. Why I have to be wrong when I'm trying to make sense to bring about peace for humanity? Why? Because I have to be a tiger and stop talking about tiger, or a lion, or a hyena, or a crocodile, or a snake? No. We are human. We say what we see, not what we heard. What we heard can be many things, but what the eye see cannot change. Because we will die with that in our memory. Friends, today, why the world is on the edge? India, China, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Africa, and many hot spots, even Dominican Republic versus the Haitian. And this was the choice created by our own human being. We grew up to learn to respect one another. We were told that. Decency, honorable to the older people, help the less fortunate. But we make our own mistake when we vote for people who look like us, or pretend to be there one of us, or in the religious sectors. If you choose a Muslim to be your leader, and they follow the teaching of the Holy Quran, then women will be in trouble in the modern time, this 24th century. Your dress code, your appearance. And if we choose the wrong imam to lead the country, then we got many problems ahead of us. But if Islam, and Muhammad is a messenger and the last one, and he's a prophet of God, then Jesus is the prophet to our son. Musa, Moses, Noah, Jacob, you name it. But we fight over them. Why? Why there must be a religious conflict between East Indian descendant, African, Chinese, European, and others? When we grew up and what was given to us on Bible called the Holy Books is what was told to us, and we get into it and we brainwash and we follow it. But yet we do not follow the teaching, because all the teaching tell you about good things. How much imam follow the teaching of the Holy Quran? How much pandit follow the teaching of the Ramayana? That's why I said in jokes, the book called the Ramayana got the right name because the mind is not mature as yet, said raw. And I make jokes out of it, but it may have other meaning. Or the Vedas. We trying to hide from people. Now, on the Christian level also, and I'm giving you first in the biblical terminology. On the Christian thing also, it spoke about a God we don't see and a devil we don't know, nor see. But we see each other. The only difference from us is culture, languages, and nationality. But when we come down into brass tacks, we all human beings, mankind, made by the hands of Almighty Bhagwan, Allah or God. But we fight each other. We wanted to go to the voodoo man, another doctrine with a voodoo man who know more than Jesus, Muhammad, Musa, and even God himself, that he will do iniquity to destroy people for money. Think of it. For money. And when you started to climb, your own trying to pull you down. There's a saying in Guyana, where I am from. Indian people are like crabs. One meet the top of the barrel and the rest hold him to pull him down. As a young kid, I could not have understand that. But I realized jealousy, greed, vindictiveness, spitefulness. Indian, you have everything in you. Change, for God's sake, in the entire world. As you may see, in the origin of India, today, the 21st century, a Hindu leader said it worldwidely, India is only for Hindu. Then Saudi Arabia should be only for Muslim. But the two places are very corrupt with their leaders. India, every day they are raping thousands of young women and even killing a few. Women are taking the street of Delhi, Calcutta, Karachi, and many other parts of India, demonstrated for the rights of humanity and women's rights. A couple days ago, a 31-year young doctor woman was raped and killed. Look at Al Jazeera. Because Indians love to criticize, love to condemn one another, and do a lot of nasty crime and want to tell people they're right. That's the Indian for you. Spiteful, covetous, vindictive, jealousful, ungrateful, never remember kindness, but the decent one. They are decent amongst us. It's different. While in the black population, in Africa and out of Africa, the behavior of tribalism still remains with a lot of them. In the mainland of Africa with 9 tribes, this tribe don't like that tribe. This tribe support this tribe like religion because they believe they will do good for you. No, friends. All these hypocrites are lying to you because they are making themselves right. Fancy house invested in England, France. Now they're going to Dubai and say goodbye to the nation that they rule. Think of it. When will you all open up your eyes to realize, not because it's your friend, your uncle, your brother, they mean good for you? Why the Chinese don't have that problem? I keep saying it over and over. They talk. Today in China there are hundreds of millionaires when that country is supposed to be communist. And that is the greatest cheap labor country in the whole wide world. According to information, a cell phone price is so low and spending for hundreds of thousands of dollars in the United States, in the Western power. But yet we talk of humanity. But yet the Chinese are living better than us. Population is huge, yes. And they're divided in so many small islands, but they only talk. They don't kill each other. Unless you try to offend the government now. Now, if you elect a person to be a leader of a country, and you speak out against the wrong thing they are doing, then they send the bulldogs, as Barnum called the police and the army, the bulldogs, the dogs of war. What an insult to you and your parents for you join the military, the police force, and a leader to call you the dogs and admiral of war. That means y'all are nothing but dogs, but I want to tell you the dogs will have a problem with that. That dogs are more smarter than you. They're more loyal to their leaders and their owners, while you get paid to protect the thieves and turn back, get paid to kill those who are exposing them. Is that fair? Judges, magistrate, police force. And when a nation cannot accept their mistake, there is no chance for correction. And I'm talking from experience in Georgetown, Guyana. You blacks may not like it, but why every time I speak, I only got to speak about you and the Indian? Tell me, why is like the devil and God? The amount of disease an Indian carry in their mind and they believe, there's no cure for it. The amount of disease such as vindictiveness, spitefulness, jealousy, greed, very revengeful, by the way. Don't believe if you hurt them, you're walking away. They pass it down. Like what happened in the late 1960s in Mackenzie, Wisma. Madja and Haichuni have those who came from the West Indies with the help of the United States, John F. Kennedy administration, that create the problem. what they do, in order to defeat a nation, they get people like the same people who live there to live between you to learn the country and just waiting on the whistle to blow. So many of you black Guyanese might find it very bad when Indians say we don't trust the black man. Because I give you raw, we don't trust black people. You cannot blame them, friends. Because what happened in the 60s should have never happened. Before that, it was uncle, auntie, buddy, and sissy. Brother, sister. If you do say black boy, black girl, it passed like it's just an ordinary conversation. And if you say coolie boy, coolie girl, it's just another thing. Everybody eat and drink, neighbors live so loving. There was no such thing as black man, black woman, coolie man, coolie woman. It's still that two disease that you all back. You the black race back Burnham. You the Indian back Jagan, two disease. And unto this day, the nation is paying for it. What I want to ask President Ali, the honorable leader of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, and I want he explain to me that word cooperative, if he understand the meaning of it. I am not against the man. He went to the UN and he tell the whole wide world that they need reparation for the Atlantic slave trade. But he did not ask for nothing for the Amerindian in the country that he's the president of, or what the Black Brothers was president of, when they raped them, taking their resources, moving them from one corner to the other, and they got to buy land from peasants, people who's occupiers, Indian descendant, African descendant. If y'all believe y'all gonna go to heaven, and God give y'all a chance, would y'all do that? He throw both of you bastards out of heaven. Y'all may not like it. And every person you all kill innocently. You believe you can go down? People know your name. They know who do it. They know which judge lock up their family, which magistrate lock them up. They know who was in government at the time. When Guyana time will come for the true reckoning, all 65 members of parliament present and past shall be tried for things that happen to innocent people because they speak out against your party or they speak out against the wrong things. When you speak against something, if it cannot be proven, then take them to the court and sue them. Not for you to beat, kill, burn, and rape their family. And y'all are doing it for the political people. Then y'all are riding out, escorting them, guarding them. Y'all are guarding thieves. And y'all can't even get the crumbs from their table. But come on now, Indian and black, and you talk about slavery and cheap labor. You are allowing that to happen to yourself. If you're a Muslim, you can't marry a Hindu or a Christian. If you is a Hindu, you dare not marry a Muslim or a Christian. And if you're an Indian, you can't marry a black because of tribalism and caste system. But for those who intermarried in both sides of the fence, you deserve an award because you have break the racial system to prove that God make human being. There's no black man, brown man, white man, and yellow man. If not, you got to bring the other colors. It's only a matter of speech to the less fortunate. The educated Indian and the educated blacks don't get involved in that. Then you black people, and without an apology, in Guyana and the West Indies, y'all are very racial against the white race. But y'all still fighting to come to a country that they occupy themselves, and they're allowing you to enter to share what they fought for. Will you know that cancer is dangerous? Would you allow a doctor to inject you with a needle with cancer cell in your body? No, because you know you will die. But you know, as they said, the white Americans, as they say, the European, kill the Indian, they enslaved the blacks, but you're fighting to come there to share what they kill the innocent people for. That means you're a part and parcel of it. And then you're complaining. You're not different from the killer. You share what they kill. That is like a man It don't work. But a pawn shop was robbed, the people were killed, and all the jewels disappeared. Then he carry home some jewels, give his wife and children and family, and he sell the rest, buy big car and thing. Right there he get caught. His wife did not hand him up with children. All of you are guilty of the crime. All of you. Because of your father. Let me tell you here today. I have two brothers. Michael Anthony Chung, Ryson Alexander Chung, and one sister, Joyce Lee. What I have done for my family, if I get a chance today to hang Ryson Alexander Chung and his wife, Indra Sigobing, I hang them in the name of humanity and justice. Y'all might say I'm crazy. But if your neighbor done you wrong, you would like to kill them. Why, if you all do you wrong, you must leave it alone. So you suffer because of the choice you make. Black people vote for black people who is not educated enough to understand. But what I like about you, the African descendant out of Africa, the Caribbean, or Guyana, when you back your black brothers and they lie to you, you come out in full force against them. And who they use against you? Your black cousin who in the military uniform and police, or your own children to gun you down. And you all go for that. Come on. If you choose a leader to run a country, because no country could run without leaders, and you put them into power and give them an assignment to do, to keep the country running, and they are thieving and make law to protect themselves in a constitution, which I call an institution for them, immediately you should replace them, but they are not gods. You want a playing field where all will be judged equally according to the crime they commit. No one must be above the crime and the law. No one. Oliver Cromwell of England in the 16th century cut out the head of King Charles. When he says England is not King Charles and Charles is not England, fellow countryman, he take his bloody head off. Oliver Cromwell. And in France with Louis and others, they take the wife head off and his head off. And in Italy, history of the white European people. They didn't stick for nonsense. They be fighting each other more than you blacks or Indians never fight one another. And today, they have conquered the West Indies. They have conquered India and Africa and China. And today, due to that, all of you are in the West Indies, from India to Africa, Guyana and elsewhere, and I'm a part of you. The Chinese all. China was given Hong Kong back in the year 2000. South Africa was released a few years. Nelson Mandela was 27 years in Pretoria prison for speaking out against apartheid. And Burnham was practicing apartheid with his regime, but nobody in Guyana seemed to understand that if you hurt somebody, you're not going to make them love you but hate you. But coming again, Indian people are not racist. There's a difference between a lion and a tiger and a jaguar. Indians are like tiger, they're never satisfied. They're vindictive, they're covetous, they're spiteful, and very destructive. They destroy their own to get what they want. They're ready to humiliate and insult each other, curse each other. But again, there's good amongst them who keep away from them. And no religion is better than another, like the mad people in the Arab continent. Saudi Arabia, Prophet Muhammad, the land of the last messenger, peace be unto him. If you go there with your wife to Mecca, and she delivered the child there, you'll never be a citizen of Saudi Arabia. And I think Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai. I think so. Don't question it, but check it out for yourself. But you could come to Guyana, make your child, and be given the rights because the child born there. You could go to the white man country, make a child, and the child born there is a citizen. But I don't know much of all African country with the nation and whatever take part, because the leaders are the biggest thieves and liars in them. Rwanda, South Africa, and another African nation is an example to the rest. In Nigeria, Abacha stole billions of dollars, put it in the Swiss bank. And according to information is alleged, unto this day Nigeria did not get back the money. But the Jews that Adolf Hitler killed and take all their belongings and put it in the Swiss bank, according to information is alleged, due to Alfonso de Mato, Senator of America, New York, he have tried and they get back their money. Now what's the difference of Nigerian and the difference of our Jewish counterparts, our brothers, to get their own in a case of a war where a dictator by the name of Adolf Hitler slaughtered them, it's alleged, put the belonging into the Swiss bank, and they could get it back. But the African black people of Nigeria cannot get it back. Take Mugabe. He got a house. It's alleged, I'm going to use alleged steady. He got a house in England, it's alleged. In France, it's alleged. And I think Dubai. All these leaders are hustling to go to Dubai to buy real estate and put money there. Then today, in this world of today, you got living in Guyana next to Venezuela. Hugo Chavez was a great man. 1972 with Mr. Perez, President Perez. When he tried to be peace with Guyana until come other leaders and Xyz and Coco and all of that. All of that should not be because Venezuela is a native Indian called the Amerindian country. So Walter Raleigh passed through, Juan Martin passed through, and Columbus says he discovered. I can't think that you could discover a nation. You have discovered a new frontier, but there were people before. So the people in Venezuela, Mexico, Argentina, for wherever, they are foreigners, European blood. Whether Spain, Ireland, France, England, Italy, Greece, wherever, Germany, they are foreign blood. It's a native land called the indigenous people, ruled by dangerous people. Today, ladies and gentlemen, why we are suffering in Georgetown, Guyana, 83,000 square miles. 1966, with the help of the Portuguese Peter de Gar, if he did not join Burnham for a coalition government, black people would have never become prime minister and president in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, thanks to the Portuguese. But yet, the Indian on Enmore, Lenora, Horstellin, and other places destroyed DIA trucks. De Gar had to come to shareholders to save his business. That many Indian and blacks today get share into DIAs. Friends, lack of knowledge and education, you all went wild. And I must be honest, Indian is like home dog. You bark, wow, 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 but you ain't biting past your gate, unless you're mentally ill. But you black people, the tribal native of Africa, out of Africa, you quick to attack, you quick to fight, you quick to burn and kill. Do you know the same can happen to you? Take Buxton or Pleasance. Not long ago, where an Indian woman, the world's greatest liar, she lost $3 million in Barra Polari and roti. She should have put in the bottom of the jail for lying to widen a crime when she got a scratch. She make it look like the Atlantic Ocean. Come on. So we are dealing with thieves and ignorant people. But I can't blame the woman because you ignorant bastards have given her the opportunity to do that. You beat and burn that market, rob the Indians, burn the bus. You black people, was an Indian there? Video don't lie. If some Chinese, they surround Buxton and do that to you black people, who you would have said do it? European, white people? Indian? You would have said Chinese. So when the uneducated black people say, we was attacked by black people, you can't blame them. They're not lying, it's what they see. But if you tell them, can you identify the person? They will be able to do it once you make eye contact with them. They ain't gonna pick up James for Holder, Thomas for Henry. So when y'all get ready with this racial bullshit, and you black people, I'm talking to you because between the two major races, you still have a chance. You believe in your God. You go to your church. You call down on Jesus so much that only that he didn't appear before you. Because you love him. You believe in the teaching. But you've been misled by your black brothers and sisters who dress with a three-piece suit with a degree, Dr. So-and-so, lawyer so-and-so, and you all call them the big one. Nobody's bigger than another. Could be a midget, could be a giant. Nobody's bigger than another in the heart of humanity and mankind. The ideology might be higher than yours and much more shine than you. So wake to hell up. You, the future generation of the African race in Guyana, stop playing black politics and vote for your future. What your father, your grandparents have given to you was not right. But for you, the wise and educated one, let's unite to form a national front government. Same goes to the Indian. Start voting to somebody because he's your religion party, he's a Hindu, so we put him. Or he's a Muslim, so we put him. That does not put you no way. You help to divide it more. Come on. You could put a black leader who has vision, inspiration, and ideas, and he could lead you to the gates of heaven. But you could put an Indian leader who talks sweet, but is more devilish than the devil, and lead you to the pit of hell. Vice versa. Y'all may not like it. And you, the Indian, who love to bribe police to lock up your own, even kill them, jail them, your days are bitter and number, like Mohanlal in Canaan who black at Egress and Agres Road, and the NDC do nothing, and the Coolie, and I go straight, the Coolie government still investigating it. That Venezuela might be right of 60% of Guyana, and you Indian and black people can't fight for it because you're claiming Africa and India. One arrived and the other one emancipated. The only person who represent Guyana is the native Indian who is the Amerindian, the indigenous people who rule by two dangerous people. Y'all may not like it. Correct me, Ali. I have nothing against you, young man. But what you said in the UN, did you remember the Amerindian uprising? When there wasn't them, was the Melvin and Hart family shoot down the police station and Burnham sent in the dogs of war who rape and kill? A call to Amerindian is alleged, and y'all are calling on God and talking about humanity? Come on. While y'all was talking about apartheid system in South Africa by the white people, Burnham was running an apartheid government in Guyana against the other race. Only black people was in control. Why 90-something% of the civil servant was black? Tell me, in a country where you was only 200 or something thousand, and the Indian is 10 or 12,000 over you. Do you know how many Indian women y'all raped? Do you know how much was killed? And men? Even fine man, God rest the dead, was blamed even though he might be involved. Less educated but get bribed to do corruption for politicians and businessmen. Where is fine man and the crew? They send the same black soldier to wipe you out somewhere up in Mackenzie, they says. It's alleged. Now I'm trying to tell you, the black people, if you kill for an Indian businessman or a politician, if he offer you to kill George Correa, don't tell him no, because he want Correa dead. He can get somebody to kill you before you talk what he tell you. Okay? And if you do it, he call all his friends, hey, I just get Thomas to kill Correa, you know. And all of them waiting, and the day it happened, now they calling you for kill John. Refuse it and see what happened to you. And when you finish doing all the killing for them, you die by accident, drive-by shooting, eating poison, and you go to the hospital and you never come out. Think of it. Or you disappear. You do not use no decent people in your parliament. They are all criminal-minded. 1992, I back every political party to remove the late Fast Burnham government and even Hoyt, even though Hoyt was honorable and was doing very good. by the time he take over. When, according to the Indians and the thing, he hang a lot of people. They said most was black. He made a mistake. He should have given them a chance to pardon them and let they tell him who set them up to do the killing. And you would end up and see it was coolie businessman and politician alike. Think of it. In Guyana, any government take power, even in America, whether Republican or Democrat. When you take power, you have to clean the cabinet and the high position with those who in charge, because they was only supporting the leaders of the country who put them there. 90% of the time, there's be backers, who's the supporters, friends, and close family, and they're killers. So, when Mr. Ali became the president on the East Coast, something to do with the cocoa didn't close, and flooding and whatever, he go there meet them sleeping, he should have charged them and locked them up because they sabotage his government. So when you take power in a country, you change the cabinet to suit you. So if you choose me, who is a Hindu, and I'm against Muslim, and you are a Muslim, then you're a fool. You should have changed me also, because you want things to go good. And if you're a Christian, and I'm a Christian, and you put me in charge, and another religious person win, and they don't move me, they're looking for trouble because I'm only loyal to you who put me there. So I will do a lot of underhand sabotaging. All right? So when you talk about crime and corruption, Guyana, in the Caribbean, and the world at large, for a small population, should go down in the history book as the country of the most corruption per population. Okay? And many judges, magistrates, prosecutors, and police who take bribes, your days are coming. Learn from Venezuela, an election just run. And according to the opposition and others, they won the election, but Mr. Maduro claimed it. You see, he got to give a new election. I always tell you all, America gets what America wants. America runs this whole hemisphere. Yeah, they went to World War II. They signed an agreement in the Geneva Agreement, Concordia, what they call it. And you have to respect that. They may not be 100% right, but they are much more better than many other nations around the world, because with all you criticize them, they allow you to bring your hungry belly people and your criminal-minded one to come into your country to work and make a living when you was actually a disaster to human society. You may not like it. Every nation have good and bad. You have good European, good Chinese, good East Indian, good Africans, good mixed race. But how they become bad? Due to corruption, due to bad teaching. If you are a Muslim, you shouldn't hurt another because they're not one of you. Show them, do them good, help them, and they themselves will come to it if it is good. But nobody in this world would throw away something good for something bad, unless you illiterate, ignorant, stupid, like the black people in Guyana and the corrupt coolie in Guyana. But we see it in India, divided because of religion. Same Hindustani people, all speak same thing. Because if you talk to a Pakistani and say, what is your name in English? He will answer you this way. My name is John Boss, or my name is Mr. Ali Muhammad. And if you talk to the Hindu in India, who is a Hindu, and say, brother, what's your name? My name is Shankar. Think of it. It's only a religion separate them. That is why I said, Guyana had never had a leader who thinks for them. I, George Correa, joined Joey Jagan party in Queens when he had the meeting. When an Indian guy tells he's a Jew, he said, yes, I am a Hindu and Jew. Okay? The man could have defended himself. I joined Van Westaal's party, Burnham Sonela. I joined the WPA. I even joined APNU, and I joined the PPP when I was young. And when I went to Freedom House for my first session to join PYU and hear what they say, I never go back. Because I said to myself, that is not for humanity. It's not for me. Now in Guyana, many people bought land in the past and still can't get the land onto now. Still unto this day can't get the land. Ali, Bharat, Mr. Nandalal, DPP. I hope y'all are hearing, I'm not your enemy. I joined every political party to remove the Burnham government. I spoke by the market on behalf of David Granger's party. Was one of the biggest crowd after the late Walter Rodney. And same time the AFC truck were passing, announcing and playing music. And they turned back and joined with them to form a government because they didn't get to be president in the PPP and prime minister. But I have a message for Mr. Ramjatan. We will meet. We forgive, but we don't forget. But that's what you do to us. As the Bible says, Jesus, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. You know what I mean? If you cut out my hand, I got cut out yours. If not yours, guess what? Whoever share your blood. And if I'm wrong, let's take Jesus to court. Come on, Ali. If it's a criminal way of teaching, let's throw away the Quran or the Ramayana, because the Ramayana with Mahabharata war was bloodshed. So all of them need to go to court and be sued by Barajagni or you and Nandalal. If I commit a crime by explaining the situation, what wrong was done to me, and no justice was given to me in Guyana. Because you coolie people bribe the judge, magistrate, prosecutor, and the police. But plenty of them, by the will of God, shall eat their filth. They shall drag on the street before they die, and they will live to see what become of their children. This tongue don't go far. Mohanlal on Canaan, that black the dam, he says he got a zoo. I don't know if he is the horse and the wife is a jackass, because somebody is not looking into it. He minding that zoo. I cannot see. I think they should put he and the wife in a cage and the children, because they look more animalistic than the one that walk on four legs. Come on, man. And I'm not apologizing to this. But every crime that was committed against the Chong and the Karaya, we will get revenge by handing it down. And I warning y'all that we don't thief, we don't sell drugs, we don't want what you got, we help. But if you scratch us, meaning it, we can scratch your back. And if you do what you have done, like what Ramjatan orderly locking up of my son, when a black woman, a mother, maybe a grandmother too, strip him and beat him naked and didn't give him medical, and this black bastard talking about white people, slavery, in a civilized time, when she have committed a crime, she need to be stripped naked and light a fire. Now you all might say that is cruelty. What have she done? Tell me, what have she done? I'm calling for an investigation. Shamin Mohammed, Harshman, M&M, and let me tell you, Indians are the most insulting people in Guyana. In the 1992, I campaigned with Mr. Manzoor Nadir. When we finished, we was going down Sharif Street. He stopped at Buddy Shifraj's business. And while going in, Mr. Shifraj was on top of the roof, looking down, and maybe he saw me, and he says, "Keep that man out." I'll be honest with you. I stay out. When the black security said, "Brother, you can't go in." Mr. Manzoor, as a leader, should have walked back out. That is where I prove Kuli for Kuli. He was not a true sensible leader. But I was not even concerned about his leadership. I was fighting for the rights of humanity. But there is a God. And I wish when he hold the Quran to call on Allah, he caught a fire in his hands. Or he go blind because he do something wrong. If Muhammad was on earth, he would have cut his head out. Because if you was rejected, if you were in my company, when you speak against the wrong thing and somebody stop you from entering a business place, I would have walked up with you and never look back. Then another one in Queens, Manzoor again had a meeting, and we went, I think, to the Kaicho place. Richie is one of the owners. His brother brings some laptop computer to Guyana. Coolie people. Coolie people, not Indian. And I go late. Man, so all them in, Richie was coming out. I don't drink at the time. He said, Karaya, they got a bar and everything there. He's the owner. He said, Karaya, man, you meet late. Oh, God, I ain't got no, only got 50 cents. And he take it and he said, take it. I don't need his money, but you know why I take it? I take it for proof. I got it in an envelope with his name. Indian bastard. He think he could insult me. 50 cents. I have it. 2.25 cents piece. I got it in an envelope and he named date and time. Why I keep it? For the proof to show you how insulting is an Indian race. A black person would never have done that. Trust me. So you black people is still ahead of the game of humanity. You are closer to the step of heaven than an Indian who is 3 million miles behind. Because they get a chance in heaven. They will throw Jesus out, Moses out, Muhammad out. And if God don't be careful, he come down more fast than he throw Lucifer. He scum up the earth out of this four-corner world. Chinese, European, African, and Indian. Y'all may not like it, but I tell you the truth. But there are a lot of decent, honorable Indian people in it who try to keep away from it. And there's a lot of honorable, decent black people also who could make a lot of difference. But they keep away from the hooligan, the criminals, and the low class, as they call them. Friends, let's draw a line and unite. Put an Amerindian as the leader of the country. Administrate by the other 5 races. Change the coordination of the national anthem and what you have on the flag. 1 people, 1 nation, 1 destiny. No, it's 6 people, 6 nations, 1 destiny cemetery. So you can go to Saudi Arabia and say 1 religion. Maybe you're right because they're all Muslim. But you can't go to America and say 1 religion. You're mad. It's a multiracial affair and a religious background. In God we trust. So, my friends, I want you to listen. I'm not your enemy, the future generation. Stop walking behind the Prime Minister, the President, the Attorney General, and all the opposition leaders. They are human like you. Stop putting anything wrong their neck, make them feel they're gods. They're nobody. They were hired to do a job. And they bleed like you and they feel pain like you. Friends, I urge you in the name of Allah, Bhagwan and God, unite for God's sake. Every family deserves a piece of land, 50,000 US to build your dream house, and unite. And for who intermarriage, you must be given an award. And Guyana must open up the door to Africa and India, where the population begins what make your law, plus the Caribbean. Those who open up the door to our people in the time of our needs, we must open it back to them. And Trinidad got 112 Guyanese, I heard, in prison alleged to be deported back. Isn't that a shame? And a deportee coming back to his country is like a mother give birth to her child. Thank you for listening. And I do hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for my critics and everyone else. God be with all of you. Peace.